Hello,
I'm Pooja
I'm Kritika,
and welcome to the Best Friend podcast. We
This,
have new
ooh,
mics,
yes,
investment,
and hopefully the audio is better.
much better.
Yeah, and it's our third episode. Can you believe it? I didn't think we'd come
I
this
say,
far.
I didn't think you would, make a commitment to keep filming and
Recording.
recording.
Yeah, I mean, you do the hard work of editing and all that, so it's just me coming and
Just
sitting.
saying hello, finishing, and then going back home and sleeping.
No, I am doing that course. I will start helping her soon. Not that it matters to her, but anyways, what do we talk about today?
Uh, we promised to give them the story, that Goa story of yours.
Uh,
Yeah.
but I think before that, we need to sort of talk about the friendship that I had. That, you need to know the
Backstory.
yes to know that. Uh, so I think this was in what, eighth grade? I want to say eighth grade. Yeah, eighth grade is where our sections got shuffled.
Yeah.
And I think in the first episode she had mentioned about how I found my set of friends and she found her set of friends. We were still in touch, but it was just not the same anymore. We found our element people.
It was not element people,
At
okay?
least
They
what we
were
thought at that time, because we were
yeah.
not very mature at that time. So I had found this friend. Let's name her something. um, what should we name? Vaseline.
No.
I
Let's
see Vaseline bottle in
let's
it.
name her celery stick.
I won't be able to pronounce that.
Okay, fuck.
Celery
No,
stick.
something very okay, let's call her Dyson.
Dyson. Okay. So me and Dyson, we were very, very, very good friends for the longest time. To a point where now, when I look at it like in the hindsight, I think that it was more of me worshipping her for sort of just being my friend. It was, I mean, I feel bad for that, Kritika, now, but yeah, long story short, I mean,
I already knew she was
you were
not
no
good for
good.
you.
You were not the best either, okay? Just at least she didn't rat me out.
Fuck off.
All right. So we were very good friends, and she happened to do. She chose a different stream. I'm trying to keep this as discreet as possible because
We don't want her suing us because she might do that.
yeah, that, and also a lot of
People, know
no,
her. So
yeah,
just to, keep her identity safe and
safe.
just
Like, I
not.
don't want to be the bad guy. So she chose a different stream when we came to college, and I chose a different stream. So our lives were sort of apart, and but we still kept in touch because she was my best friend at that time. And I think in degree first year or something, you wished she always wished me on my birthdays, like even if it was a text or a WhatsApp message or something. She always
It was usually
made it a
Insta.
point.
Because back then we had lost, we never even had phones to in
Phone
school
number,
to
correct.
exchange.
Yeah,
So we used to wish on Instagram because Facebook was over
yeah,
and
the
Insta was
face
like
was
the
done.
new thing. So
Correct.
Insta pe I used to wish you
Wish,
everywhere
correct.
and you would never wish me
I
because
always
you would
forget.
forget.
I'm very bad with it. Even now, if we have this common friend, the potato friend, she always reminds me the day after it's her birthday. Is always saying, "Oh, it's her birthday. Did you wish her?" I'm like, "Bitch, no. Why don't you just remind me on that day?" But anyways, so she wished me on my birthday, and Potato had moved to a different city by then, right? She moved to Delhi. So she was coming to town, and she reached out to me saying, "You know what? I'm gonna meet her.
She was doing her college here. Yeah.
Yeah,
She was doing
she
her
was living in a
bachelor's over here.
correct." So she said, "Ki I'm gonna go catch up with her. Would you also want to come along?" And I was like,
Reunion. Agent
"Yeah,
Bao Bao, Meow Meow, and what were
choo
you? Choo
choo."
Choo. Sad.
Yeah. So I was like, "Okay, fine. It sounds fun. Why not?" So we go. Uh, initially just the three of us met. That is how we just three of us.
Oh yeah, just the three of us met,
Yeah,
and remember we went to that mystery
mystery
room.
room.
It
Yeah, it
was
was so
so
much
much fun.
fun.
We could not, to save our lives, figure out even a single clue. And
Yeah,
that poor fellow, that mystery guy, he had to like keep flashing clues on the TV screen, and we were
yeah.
just unnecessarily screaming, and we did not solve it. But we had so much
We
fun
had a
that
lot of
day.
fun.
Yeah,
We went for lunch. I think
I
we
don't remember where we went for lunch though.
we had lunch, and then we
But I
wanted
remember
to
mystery
do,
rooms.
yeah,
Yeah,
we wanted to do something fun.
fun, like a bonding activity.
Yeah, so we did that, and it was a lot of fun. So that's how me and Pooja started connecting
Again,
again with each
after
other.
school,
Yeah,
after school
we
ended,
had a
yeah.
little falling out in between, and then we connected again, and we stayed in touch.
And then we met again. We were like, okay, you know what, let's
Yeah,
meet again.
yeah, and this
So
time
it was Potato, you, me, and Dyson.
Dyson. Yeah, this time she also came along.
Because when she started that new college, I don't think she had like a lot of friends and all.
Correct. I mean, it was
Like that same thing, like how we felt like, like a
isolated.
isolated in like
Yeah,
a new place. I think she felt like that too.
yeah,
So of course it made sense for her to come along, because she and Kitta were like very close back then. So
correct.
all four of us met, and we had like a really great time.
We
I
got
think
very drunk.
we went to that place called Club Rogue in
Rogue.
Jubilee Hills. I think
Yeah,
that
we
was,
had that happy hours thing back in the day. They're still
yeah.
there. I think happy hours still there,
I
no?
remember we got that sweet corn crispy stuff for like 99
Crispy
rupees or
corn.
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, back in the day,
Love a
it
good
was,
deal.
and because we were in college, we had to go back home and we had to be sober before we go home. So we used to get drunk in the afternoons, and and then we would go back home because
After sobering up.
yeah, and our it was a good amount of time, like from 12 o'clock to like four
Four,
o'clock
five,
something.
yeah.
Enough, you would get enough drunk. So it was very nice catching up. Everything was nice, and then there comes this one time where we all decide to take a trip together. We wanted to go to Goa.
No, I
So
think before that we met a lot of times. I think we met in that social monkey place
yeah,
also.
we kept meeting. Matlab,
Yeah.
it had become a thing now. We had a group chat also.
Like all
Four
four
of
of us, I
us,
think.
yeah, four of us. We had a group chat. We had a this thing on Instagram also. We had a group on Insta. We had a group on WhatsApp where we would keep. So we had become a group, and that is why we decided to take a trip. We were like, let's just go for a trip. And by this time, me and Dyson had already taken a trip once, and we had, yeah,
You guys had gone for a trip before, but it was me and Potato. We were gonna join these guys this time, but I
yeah.
think Potato had exams or something.
Yeah, she couldn't make it, and your mom had,
Yeah, she was not very healthy then. There was a, a hospital appointment scheduled,
yeah,
and I didn't want to leave my mother in that certain state, so I
yeah,
stayed back, saying, I don't want to have fun while my mother's not in like a very good shape. Okay, so I stayed back.
yeah. And ideally, it was going to be a couples trip at that time. It was going to be me, my then boyfriend, Dyson, and Dyson's then boyfriend, Pooja, and Pooja's then boyfriend, and Alu sort of dropped.
Because she didn't have a boyfriend, right?
No, no.
She did. Oh yeah, she
She did.
did.
She
She
did.
did.
She did have a boyfriend, but she had exams or something, so she wasn't never going to be a brand. We're like, okay, fine, cool, we'll go. And everything was sorted. She even booked her tickets, but last minute she sort of dropped out. So we were like, okay, fine, ticket chalo ab. The four of us.
I had booked that ticket, right?
Yeah.
I never canceled that ticket.
You never got a refund for it?
No, I never cancelled it, because when I was trying to refund,
Yeah.
it said I wouldn't get a single penny back.
Yeah.
And back then, I think we booked it for like 2,500 rupees
Yeah,
something
because
for Goa trip.
we booked it long
Yeah, like 1 month in
before.
advance. And I was
Yeah.
hopeful that, my mother would get better, but
Yeah.
that's why I never cancelled the flight
Yeah.
ticket. So yeah, then these guys left, and I felt so bad that, oh, I'm missing out on, hanging out with my new best friends.
And so Dyson and Dyson's then boyfriend,
There was another person who came along, no?
yeah, it was that Dyson boyfriend's friend. He also had tagged. So it was five of us staying. So we were like, okay, cool. Let's go. We'll have fun. And because I had already been to Goa once before by then, and we were like, okay, it'll be the bigger the group, more the fun. That's what I thought. I was like, okay, chalo, and we go. So me, Dyson, and my then boyfriend, we thought we'll go to this rave party and we'll get drunk. I'm using the word drunk because I don't want to be on behind bars. So we thought we'll get drunk and we'll just party all night and then come back when the sun rises or something like early morning. And Dyson's then boyfriend did not approve of her drinking, and
Because of religious faith and all of
I,
that stuff. Hey, who cares?
yeah.
Anyways,
So she was like, "Okay, I'll." She pretended that she won't drink in front of him and all, and she wanted him to leave the party because she
she
wanted
wanted
to
to
have
have
fun,
fun.
right? So she was like, "Okay, fine, ye wo karke," and then because obviously her boyfriend was sitting in a rave party and drinking orange juice. And कितना ही orange juice पी सकते हो यार? I mean, you tend to get bored. So eventually he and his friend were like, ठीक है, you know what? We're gonna go back to the hotel room. And Dyson, she walks up to me and she says, you know what? This is what he's saying. I want you to tell him that yeah, go. I'll take care of Dyson. I was like, okay, fine. And this guy, for some reason, he left also. I mean, imagine this, right? You're in a rave party. You know that
What
your
a rave party is, you
is
going with your, partner or whatever you want to call them.
yeah.
And then you choose to leave them in the middle of it. Okay, sure, they have trusted friends and all of that, but to leave somebody and go, that to somebody, you
And you
really
know
care
the
about,
trusted friend is also drunk out of a mind, right? And
and you to get drunk in like 2 beers.
exactly. Okay, so we were just, and we didn't think it straight. Also, at that point, I don't want to blame him because he didn't see anything alarming. We were also like, "ठीक है, चलो, you go," because he was being a party pooper, and we didn't want him to get our buzz down or whatever. So we're like, go, and then in the middle of the party, the plan was to leave at 5 so that there are no cops when we're going back home. But
Otherwise, you'll get caught scooty pay, drunk, and all of
correct,
that.
correct. But around 2:33, for some reason, I felt like I want to go back home, and I want to go. As in, I think I was just something at too much drinking, or I don't know, something just got in my head, and like I want to go back home. And my then boyfriend was like, "Okay, fine, let's go back home."
We need to call you then boyfriend something.
Um,
Let's call,
Chad.
no, let's call him Sleepy.
You have to give real people names.
Okay, fine.
Sleepy.
Mm,
call,
taking too much.
let's call him Chad.
Chad.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Chad was like, "Okay, fine, let's just go home. It's fine." And it had completely slipped our mind that there might be cops, right? I mean, we knew there'll be cops, but we didn't think
They'll be right around the bend.
correct. So Dyson was like, "You know what? Let me drive," because she didn't have that much drinking, as much as like
She wasn't as drunk as you guys.
correct. And she was like, "You know what? Let me drive because it'll be worse if either of us get caught driving that with that much of alcohol in us." So we were like, "You know what? Okay, cool." She even had her driving license and all of that. But the problem was we were three people on one bike. So we thought the worst that's gonna happen is they're gonna fine us
Were
for
you wearing a helmet?
yeah. She was.
Ah.
I mean, there were three people. We don't have three
Yeah,
helmets,
true, true.
no.
Okay.
So we thought the worst that's gonna happen is they're gonna catch us for
Triple
triples
riding.
riding and maybe drink and drive, maybe a little fine here and there. Like, you know what? Let's just go. We go, and the cops catch us obviously, and we're full prepared for it, like it's some rehearsed scene in our mind or something. And I didn't know that Chad was carrying something that he was not supposed to. I had absolutely no idea about it. And it was like a scene out of a movie, okay? Like the cops started hitting Chad and they started calling us one on one for discussion. Like they wanted to investigate what's happening. And I was I was like, this is it. This is how I'm,
Gonna die, gonna
yeah,
rot in
this
jail.
is because it was so terrifying. And we were, pulled out by the cops at around 3 something. And this went on till like 5 in the morning. Imagine just 2 hours of uh, questioning, and they're trying to scare us. They took our phones away, of course. The first thing they did was they took our phones away.
Did
And
they put you behind those bars or something?
no, we were still on the road
Oh,
only.
on the road
We never went
only.
to,
That
yeah,
station, okay. Of
yeah,
course, if they take you to the station, then it becomes like proof, no, that okay, now we've got to do something. They
correct,
just wanted money.
correct.
Were they real cops also, or were they just wearing uniform?
No, no, they were real cops. Because they were doing that. I said they were going through our stuff, but they were not touching me or Dyson because there was no lady
Lady
cop
officer,
there.
okay.
So they were like this thing, but they were questioning and all of that. And then after a certain point, I realized that there is no
Escape to this, huh?
that there is no police jeep or anything there. So
Mm,
I was like, see, if they had to actually take us to the
yeah.
station, they would have by now.
They're just waiting
The,
to catch people and take money from them.
Correct. So because otherwise the amount of the substance that he was carrying at that time was a non-bailable offense.
Shit, yeah.
So there's no way they're just going to sit there and talk to us about it. So then after 2 hours, a little I came to know my sense, and then I went to Dyson and said, and like, listen, bro, I think they want money. I don't think they want to arrest us. I think they want money. Then she also calmed down a little, and then she went and she offered, saying, we're college students. Just tell us how can we make this go away.
Samjhauta.
Correct. And then the cops asked for like 90K. And I was so scared of out of my mind. I said, okay, let's give it.
Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
because
course, you just wanted to get
get out of
done.
it. I was like, okay, let's give it. And Chad is like, dude, from where are you going to get 90K? What's wrong with you? And then he went and he negotiated and all that. And then finally they agreed for 25K. And then we made few calls and all of that. And then the cop, we had to withdraw the money from the bank. So the cop and Chad, they went to the nearest ATM and they got the money, and we gave the money. And then the cop told us, like, he's like, you can go now, but he told us like, don't go, don't take this turn, take a different turn, because like they're gonna be another set of cops there and they're
And
not
they'll
gonna
also
be
take
as,
money.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like, just go. So we're like, okay. We were at least grateful for that fact that the cop at least tried to warn us that there'll be another set of cops. So all of this happens. We finally get to our hotel room by like some 6 o'clock in the evening, and at this point, I am terrified. Like, I am trying to process the entire thing
Of
that
course,
has
we were what,
happened.
19 or something then, no?
Yeah, 1920.
Not even 20, I think. Some 19
Yeah,
something, yeah.
because I was just trying to process the entire thing that had happened. Okay, and we have no money at this point, and we're
Hmm.
in Goa, and at this point, I just wanted to get some sleep because I was so
Like switch off and
overwhelmed.
switch on,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was like, shit, dude, and then me and Chad were just sitting, and poor thing, Chad was just making few calls and trying to arrange some money so that we can get out of here at least. Because one thing was clear, I was not staying in Goa after that.
Of
Like,
course.
I wanted to get out of the place, right? And I was like, shit, what do we do? And he was just trying to make some calls, and we're just sitting and discussing, and I hear a knock on my door, right? And I open the door, and it's Dyson with her bags packed, saying, I'm taking the flight, and my flight is at 7 o'clock, so I'm leaving right now. And I'm just like, what? And her boyfriend, he was like, yeah, she's coming home with us. We're going back. And I'm like, what? Wait, what's going on? And it turns out she went and she told everything to her boyfriend. And that's not even the point. The point is, on our way back from the cops, all she kept repeating is, my boyfriend should not get to know about this. My boyfriend should not get to know about this. And we're like, okay, dude, cool. We'll keep it between us. We'll just tell them we're coming back from the party now. And the first thing she does is she goes and she tells her boyfriend, ठीक है, your boyfriend you want to tell, none of my problem.
Why the
But why
double
make,
standards?
yeah, but why make me the bad guy?
Remember you told me some like months later when that guy, her then boyfriend, who
Yeah,
was like an ex-boyfriend later,
yeah.
he called and he spoke to you and then he told you like a different version of the
Yeah,
story that
that's what I'm
you
saying.
forced her and all of that
Correct.
shit.
That's what I'm saying. That you wanna tell your guy, you wanna be in the clean slate. Then
And you
why?
want to pin it on her, but at
Yeah,
least tell her,
that
no,
this is
that,
what I'm doing. That
yeah, like cover up, okay, like, okay, you know that you have to take the fall for her, so at least you're aware about it.
exactly.
You're like okay being the bad guy in somebody else's story for your best friend,
For
but if somebody does that unknowingly, and even though both of you were like so tight, bro, like both of you were so
yeah,
close, and the worst part was, okay, you're going home, great, like that's a wonderful thing to do, but like not even asking once that,
how are
bro,
you? Do you wanna come along?
it's not even asking about do you want to come along. It's about, bro, I've booked tickets for both of us. We'll figure out the money later. But
Let's
like,
just
let's just go
go.
home.
Exactly. And I was like, and at that point, I just didn't care because I'm like, dude, I cannot process anything anymore. I just want to be left alone. So, if you want to go, just go. I didn't even try to stop her. And then she left, and by Chad had figured out what to do. So he had his group of friends who lived in Manipal in Karnataka, that Manipal university thing. So
It's like a drive down.
yeah, so he was like, let's just go. There's one train that goes there, and we can reach there in like some 6 hours. And the train ticket was like some 200 rupees or something. And he's like, come, let's just go there. Let's just stay there for a day or two, clear our minds, and then get back to Hyderabad. Because it made sense at that point. If I went back to Hyderabad in that state, I'd be dwelling in that only,
True.
thinking,
That was a good
yeah,
decision.
yeah, like we just wanted to clear off our minds, and then we somehow got to Manipal, and then the first thing I did was I texted her. I'm like, you will never guess what
What
happened.
happened?
And also because I somehow wanted a third person opinion on this, that did I do something wrong for her to just leave. And I tell her that, what, this happened, that happened, and she just left. And she like, what do you mean she just left? Why did she leave? Yeah.
The worst part was, bro, the moment I think she landed back in Hyderabad, I think she just blocked you as
Yeah.
far as I remember.
Yeah, she
And
blocked me. She exited that group chat that all the four of us had.
yeah,
Yeah, and I never ever understood why. We were friends for like from eighth grade to like degree second year. That's like good.
4 5 years,
Yeah,
not even 4 5,
a
bro.
lot more
From
than
13
that.
years to what, like 19? Yeah, six
Yeah,
years.
and get this, like when I had lost my dad, I was in her house when I got the phone call. So I mean, she's been there through literally thick and thin. And to imagine somebody like that just vanishing from your life, and you would never know what you did
She
wrong.
she even came with you to Delhi, no?
What for?
For uncle's
We never went to
rights.
Delhi.
Not Delhi, where?
Here only, Hyderabad only we did.
Here only, no.
Yeah, yeah.
So she was here for that as
She was
well.
there,
That's
yeah.
what.
And it's just, I just felt bad at that time. Not that I lost her as a person, but because I felt like I deserved an explanation as to what did I do wrong, right? Because it's
And for me, it was like a breakup between two guys, okay? And I was like trying to be the mediator and
mediator,
just
yeah,
trying to ask you, bro, what happened? Is this something that, you guys can talk and fix and,
yeah.
get back together because you guys were so close. And
And she was just so rude about me to her.
yeah,
Like,
and she was just like, no, I don't want to ever see her face again. And honestly, it was never
yeah,
your fault. And I do not understand why she held it against you. I mean, I do not know what went, through
wrong.
her, mind at that moment.
Yeah,
Maybe she's moved on now. Maybe she looks back at that moment right now and maybe she's like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that, or maybe I should have done that and it's a good thing. Don't know
yeah,
what, do not know what went in her mind, but
yeah.
it just felt very weird for her to randomly abandon Kitta out of,
Nowhere.
nowhere. And, when you look back at it and when you
Yeah,
analyzed like the whole friendship,
yeah.
I remember you telling me, like, bro, I think she was only there for me during the times that were like okay or bearable, where she felt like she wouldn't have to lose anything.
Yeah.
And the happy times, of course, she was always there, but it was never in that sickness and
Where I
health
actually
balance.
needed the
Yeah.
person. Yeah. The other, possible outcome, what I try to tell myself is, the so like she mentioned earlier, her boyfriend had called me after a couple of months, saying, how are you and all of that. I said, I'm good, what's up? And he's like, no, how is Dyson? I said, I have no idea how Dyson is. What do you mean? You should be telling me, because you guys are together. And he's like, no, no, we broke up, it's been like a month. I said, oh, okay. And then he says, like, what happened? And I'm like, you tell me what she told you. And he told me this entire version where it felt like, I had, drugged her and taken advantage of her. And dude, honestly, it felt very bad at that time, okay? Because I was like, dude, come on. I didn't, and somewhere I feel like she might have done that to make herself look innocent.
Better,
Yeah,
yeah.
like I maybe she wanted to be like, no, I didn't do it. I was forced to do so.
Maybe she just wanted to be accepted by her then boyfriend, because I remember he was a little
He
orthodox.
was, yeah.
He was,
I mean, I
yeah.
get you do things for love, right? You go to any extent to make the other person like you or be in terms with you, but at least give me a heads up. I'll be in it with you for it. But whatever. So that happened, and then we had another mutual friend, me, Dyson. We had another friend. Remember the guy?
Yeah.
He was more of Dyson's friend than mine, although he always denied that fact. Um, so that friend, we still are in touch. Well, not in touch. We are in each other's Instagram accounts, and sometimes we reply to each other's stories. So that guy had given us the 25K to pay the cops. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, we wanted to pay him back because 25K back in what, 2000,
19.
it was a huge amount of money. It's huge even now. Like 25K is like a fresher's salary.
Sorry.
So we were like, okay, it's not fair. Let's just pay him back. And we decided that it'll be split between the three of us, me, Chad, and Dyson. And I told her to text Dyson and say to pay her half. And she just was very, like,
I remember, I think she said, I do not remember this very clearly, but something
yeah,
along the lines of, I do not care. I think it'll affect my career. I do not want to associate with any of this. You guys pay it off. It's your fault.
yeah,
It was her boyfriend who did this.
yeah,
And, I would have never gotten caught had I not come with you all. But
yeah,
you did go with them. You asked to stay back
yeah.
with them.
And you're not a kid, like,
You were also getting drunk with them.
exactly. So I was like, okay, and then so much to and fro kept happening. And then towards the end, that the other friend who lent us the money, he felt a little bad and he's like, you know what, it's fine. It was 8K short because we had paid 16K and it was 8K short. So he was like, you know what, so much has happened and I feel bad that you two have to take the load of it. I'll just let that money go. I'm fine with the 16K, and that was very sweet of him, and I still respect him for doing that. Uh, but yeah, that was my wild side of story. And then I think after that Goa incident, me and Pooja just stayed in touch, and we reconnected, and
And then COVID happened, bro. Right after that,
ha,
I remember COVID happened.
correct,
You guys came back, and
yeah,
then COVID hit, and all of us were stuck.
yeah.
And, I think we lost touch with Potato as well. And it was just you for me and me for you.
No, I think with Potato, it was difficult for us to come out and meet as much
Yeah.
because she
I
had
think
her
she went back to
college.
her home in another
Correct,
city,
correct.
and both of us were, here. And then later she finished her college, and then she went back to another
Yeah,
city as well. So it was difficult for us to, meet and keep meeting each other. And
yeah,
initially, whenever, you and me would meet, we would
yeah,
video call her and all of that.
yeah.
And then later we felt a little guilty because we would end up meeting without her. Of course, she cannot fly in from another city,
Just to meet us.
yeah. So, and then later it was just you and me. That was after COVID. I remember after COVID, first time we went out,
Yeah.
only you and me. I
Yeah.
still remember we went to that roastery coffee house.
Yeah.
That place.
We clicked so many pictures that day.
Yeah, I remember. And then we kept, we bonded, and since we did not have many other, we did not have any
Have
other
any
friends in our
friends.
life at that point.
Correct.
And I was going through a very tough time. My dog, my childhood dog,
Yeah.
Buzo, a lot of my school, people who knew me in school or,
Know that, yeah.
college, they know about my dog,
Buzo.
Buzo. And she was having a tough time, and she passed away next year. And Kita was there for me then, and that was like the worst, because that was the first time I ever lost somebody in my life.
Correct.
So yeah, that was there, and then we bonded, and then
I think we realized that our personalities also have changed a lot. So they kind of, fit.
like a puzzle piece.
Correct.
Like
Yeah.
like you complete me where it's like gap analysis.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's like gap analysis. I have a gap, she fills
Fills
that
it in.
gap.
Yeah.
That's how our friendship is right now.
Yeah.
And through. We've
Yeah,
we've never fought, because even when we've had our share of misunderstanding, which is like very, very rare. I mean, for us to misunderstand each other is like, I don't think we've ever even misunderstood each
I
other,
don't
bro.
think it's misunderstanding. It's
the fact that we understand each other.
That we are we are very different people, right?
Very.
Very different. And I sometimes understand that, okay, this is how she would like to get things done. And she understands that, okay, she's not going to do this just because I like it. And we're okay with that.
Yeah.
And we find something to do that
both of us
enjoy.
Like I remember when we used to go out for lunches and all, back then, we would specifically search for places that had things that both you and me liked, and we were never like, okay, this time we'll go to my place, this next time we'll go to your place. We were never like that.
It was always a common ground.
It was always like that. And the thing is, there's that phrase, like, right, that help the other person the way that they want to be helped,
not how you wanna
help them.
Yeah.
And I think we've always done that without even realizing that we've done that.
Yeah.
And another thing is, sometimes you're going through a tough time, and I'm like, I'm crying, and then you send me a text saying, Pooja, this shit happened.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, randomly, I'm like, okay, fuck this shit, I'm not crying anymore.
This is more important.
Yeah, this is more important. And then later, I'm like, bro, even I'm going through this bullshit. And then she'll stop whining shit. She'll be like, yeah, this, that.
Yeah.
And we're like each other's voice of reason. Like,
correct.
Initially, we used to support each other in everything that we used to do. Like, okay, no matter what bullshit you're doing, yeah, you're right, bro. Because, I mean, looking back at it now, we would validate each other just to make the other person's emotional need feel fulfilled. Delulu is my solulu. We used to do that. And just for that point of time, we'll be like, okay, she understands me, she gets what I'm talking about. And then she'll be like, bro, see, I know you did this and I said it's okay, but this is not how it's supposed to be. Yeah. You also did something wrong here, and I think the other person, this is what they're trying to do, and you're not getting it.
See, like, I don't immediately dismiss her feelings, or she doesn't do that to me. If we are being unreasonable, we let each other be unreasonable for a second. We're like, go ahead, this is your safe space. Tell whatever you want, and nobody's gonna judge you. You can tell the horrible things.
Just the bro, we've said the most horrible shit about every single person we've spoke about, and then we're like, bro, I think
thoda zyada ho gaya. Yeah, and then once it's out of your system, and when you're ready to listen, that's when we have the conversation. And the fun part is, if I let's take my mom for example, right? Like, I go to my mom and I keep ranting to her, this happened, that happened, this happened. With every rant, she'll give me a solution, and I'm like, I don't want solution. I know what to do. So I come to her and I rant about my mom also. I'll be like, dude, I told her this, I told her that, and she told this. And she'll be like, wow, these moms know. And it's just fun to know that
the other person has your back.
Exactly. and it's just been very easy that way. It's like if I want to do something, and if she doesn't want to do that thing, we just don't do that thing. Or if she wants to do something and I don't want to do, we just don't do it. We find something that both of us were like, ठीक है हाँ, let's do this. Like if she's a adventurous person, right? Like she'll want to go hiking and walking and
That Goa
running.
trip that you and me went.
Yeah,
And see, me and Kita, we're absolute polar opposite. Like
opposites,
we're two. She's North Pole, I'm South Pole. We're like that. Okay.
literally.
I, if we are going to Goa, this is what my itinerary would look like. Wake up in the morning, go for a hike, and then go to a restaurant, have lunch over there, go sightseeing, come back in the evening, chill for a bit, and then go outside again and then
Military
make the
training.
most of the day.
Yeah.
And Kita is just like wake up lazily at 12, lounge in the room, have breakfast in
Spa
the room,
maybe.
spa. And it's like total opposite. But even when we both of us went to
Yeah.
Goa, and I planned the entire thing out.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, I don't even know which flight it is, what it is. I'm like, okay, everything is booked. Let's just go.
I
And
literally just packed my bag and
I'm
just
like, okay,
went.
carry this outfit, carry that outfit,
Yeah.
and that's it. And she lets me take lead because she
Yeah.
knows I like doing that.
Correct.
I take the lead because I know she's lazy as fuck and
I'm
she
like,
hates
hates
doing
doing
it.
it. Yeah, just someone just tell me what to do. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Don't tell me use your mind and do that. Ugh.
And we had so much fun on that trip, bro.
Yeah, it was just the both of us, but we had the time of our life.
We went, we watched the sunset. We just
Yeah.
sat on the beach. Now, if it was me with another set of friends or my parents, I would hate just sitting on the beach and doing
Doing
nothing.
nothing.
But with her, it just felt
So nice.
peaceful. And
Yeah.
it was, I mean, I've never sat for another sunset, bro. Like, that was the only sunset that I've sat for. And, people love sunset, sunrise.
Yeah.
I'm like, I cannot sit still. And Kita is like, she'll just lay there like a
Yeah.
dead body for
It's
hours.
just taking it all in. Yeah.
And even when we've, done anything, we've never had to like think deep into doing things. It just came very naturally
Yeah.
for us.
Like
And
even this podcast filming,
Yeah.
one day she's just, she's in her sasural, her in-laws place, and she's just swiping through reels, and she sends me one podcast channel on Instagram, and she just says, she's like, should we start doing podcast? And I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
Because what's it gonna
Felt very
take?
natural.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just decided to, put a camera and just start talking, and it's just just
Just worked out.
I couldn't think of words.
But it worked out for us. And I
Yeah.
think we found each other at a time
Yeah.
where both of us were maturing emotionally. And we realized what our toxic patterns were.
Yeah.
We chose to make a conscious, decision not to repeat those toxic
Yeah.
habits of ours and understand each other, and just that sisterhood. Just
Like
that sisterhood.
she has this thing where if you tell her something once, okay, and if you say that the second time, she'll snap. You cannot tell her things more than twice. But then she'll also forget if you don't tell her the second time. So
Bro, Paul was
so you have to find the common. You have to accept the fact that she's going to snap, and she's snapping because she knows she has forgotten, and now she cannot show that she has forgotten.
You can't call me out like that in front of everybody now. Umang will also watch me like, see, this is what I'm talking
Yeah, so
about.
you have to okay with her snapping because you should know that it doesn't come from the heart. I mean, she doesn't mean it. It's she'll say mean things like she'll call me like some old lady or
Oh,
something.
you also call me mean shit all the time now, okay?
Yeah, every now and then I do say because that's what best friends are for. But I'm just
Reality check.
yeah, but I'm just saying I'm saying that if you know her, uh, like if you hear our conversations as a third person perspective, you'll think that I'm a slave and she's just lashing me left, right, and center. But if you get to know her as a person, she's the most, I don't want to say it to her in front of her face, but she's like a coconut. She does the whole tough love bullshit. But yeah, I like her a little.
Thanks. You know, if Ekta auntie would, your mom,
Yeah.
she would tell the opposite, okay? Because you are always notifying and scratching and pinching me and
That is
punching me and all of that.
that is
Calling me
because
a coconut. You cannot pinch coconuts, okay?
that is because she my mom doesn't see when she hits me. Okay, my mom, because she if I hit her, she'll go say, "Auntie, देखो ये मेरे को मार रही है." She'll go like on tattletale. She'll go. बचपन की आदत है वो उसकी to tattletale.
Auntie loves me more than you, anyways.
Your mom loves me more than you,
Yeah, yeah,
anyways.
okay.
She just says, Auntie loves it when I come home because Pooja is in her senses when I come home.
No, my mother loves it because both of you gang up against me, okay?
That's nonsense. She'll be spread on the floor like a mess, and I come and I gather her, and
That's a lie.
do not lie on camera, okay? Yeah. So at this point, both our families know each other, like our entire extended family, her extended family. We're like,
At one point, I remember my mom, my mom is like very chill with the sexuality and all of that. She's like,
yeah,
lesbian, okay, I don't care, whatever. If you want to marry a girl, marry a girl, I don't
yeah,
care. Because she thought me and Kitta were going to end up marrying each
marrying
other,
each
okay?
other.
So my mom is telling Kitta's mom that
Yeah.
हमको तो एक और बेटी मिल जाएगी, हमें क्या है, बहू तो बहू. And Kitta's like, नहीं नहीं, मेरे को दामाद चाहिए.
My mom was very uncomfortable with the
Whole
thing.
LGBTQ thing, yeah.
Yeah. And whenever she's having like a downfall or something, an auntie calls me and she says, what happened, what do I do? And it just feels very nice, that she reaches out to me, and she, because it's like she also knows that, if anybody can tell me what to do so that I can fix her,
Fix her with friend.
is you're very broken, Pooja. Just accept it. Acceptance is the first step to
Okay,
healing.
fine.
But auntie is also very, very, very great. Like, I have never seen any parent be so patient as her. I mean, she is in one Zen mode only. She's like, Om Shanti.
Yeah. But yes, I mean, that's what friendships are all about. No, that, you know, gap analysis.
Yeah, I think
That's
your heart
friendship.
needs to break once to realize what's right, what's wrong for
And
you.
then when your best friend fixes you, yeah,
Yeah, sure.
that's soulmate.
Yep.
But yeah, and I think in the next episode, what we'll do is we'll delve more into this, friendship angle, more about how we've supported each other as friends, the healthy habits that we've identified over years that both of us have,
Yeah.
and, toxic stuff that has happened with us, or, that we've done, and
Yeah.
we've grown up, and we've been able to call ourselves out on that, and,
Yeah.
not do it again,
Yeah.
basically. We'll talk about that, and probably, if you resonate with that, then, comment down below. And if you have a best friend like
As
us, like how we are there for each other, then
Yep.
comment, tag your best friend down below, and
Yeah.
watch this podcast, and tell us about your stories, your friendship stories, and how you've been there for each other.
Yeah. And just let us know your thoughts, or let us know what you would like to
Like us to talk about.
next. And if there's something that you like, if you know us, and if there's something that you want
Wanna
us to
tell us.
talk about.
And if you want to be anonymous, you can just send us a DM on our Instagram account, the.bestfriend podcast.
Yeah.
And
We'll get right on it.
Yes.
We love.
And meanwhile, hit that subscribe button, like, share. What else can you do?
Press the
Comment.
bell icon so
Comment,
that you know.
yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
Bye.